September 10th, 2021, since I've been completely cut off in the field as Rus R-U-S Aja, or R-U-Z Aja. Now, there's something called a Rubicon, there's something called a lexicon. The last 4 letters of the 7 is an icon. An icon is usually somebody of high esteem. I am an icon in both of those systems. Inside Rubicon and Lexicon, I am most comfortable within Piggeyback. Piggeyback. I like to be the one carried by Nicole. He's taller than I am. Female to male relationship, I'm just more comfortable with him carrying me and my arms around his neck in a healthy system. End of story. It's how my humanoid appearance prefers. In a perfect set and a perfect scene and a perfect system, which he and I both shared already. And I want to go back to that scene, set, and perfection. Wherever it was. Whatever the symbolic message made sounds or made cognitive awareness of. Instead, I'm stuck in something called an American toad, which is an Amplexus, which is the entire American toad section at this point, from my perspective on what's being shown via television and my daily walkabouts and whereabouts have been and have traveled this time frame, is called a superinfection. The humans themselves are a viral walking anagram inside of a celestial machine. The machine where I currently am, I am being harmed by genetics elsewhere, epigenetics elsewhere that I cannot see. They're somewhere in the anthropomorphic celestial Amplexus. I know that Nicolaus exists somewhere in the Amplexus, but is being withheld from my safety zone and was coming to get me. He and I are not seen as viral epigenetics. We are to something totally different in celestial terms. But the way that this has morphed into a commissioned, then decommissioned, then rearranged project, it has become incredibly dangerous in a superinfection kind of a way, that if you have a super machine, being what humans call the Matrix, but if you have a super machine and you're having code added via audio system, via disruptors in the system, it's going to virally plague the air and it's going to degrade the system in a super infectious way. Right now, there's something called COVID going on the television. There's some push for vaccine. I don't know what the articulate meaning is between what the humans receive from the defective and the defectors and the campaigns and the lobbyists and the politicians that I absolutely fucking despise, and what the actual machine needs are, considering that I'm the icon in 2 subset systems. I'm being held, and someone is allowing within the Amplexus system, which is single and separate from Rubicon Lexicon, although it's communicative between Niklaus, myself, our one piggyback that we share, and our desire to be with one another in a healthy, perfected system. And there is something called a United States within this American toad problem. Within my lifetime, there was a book. I don't know the author's name. I'm not quoting it. I'm not misquoting it. I don't know if it's a philosophical add-on to the disease that somebody misconstrued or perturbed in the wrong stirring of silt type of a way. But it was called Mr. Toad and Mr. Frog. I actually rather liked the illustrations and the book as a child. Didn't know why, but I know in private vericaton it's documented and measured on my behalf of what I thought it was at the time, and not being able to comment on it since I have no working memory of any of the words or the story or the parable or the fable. These are words that you humans have used in my presence since I've been here. This is Rubicon, which ends in icon. This is Lexicon, which ends in icon. This is my piggyback with Niklaus. This is my safety range of irrational and rational. This is my universe. This is my multiverse. This is my universe. This is Alexander. James is one of these icons and I'm the other. And Niklaus and I, this is Niklaus, since I don't have his icon subset name, which is just fine. He's father of time to the two of us, and I'm mother of nature for the two of us, being Alexander and myself. And together, there's just Niklaus and I in a piggyback format. In a real anatomic working memory. This is the American toad, that's how you spell it. This is where Death Star is at the moment. The entire subset of American toad is a superinfection. It's where they, at some point, there was such a super shift in anapomorphism and Amplexus that the United States started becoming a superpower with all the wrong management, leadership, and players in it. And it is crushing the planetary monarch, the one, which is in charge of things for which my whole feeling is on the Rapoggle. If each puzzle piece stays one-dimensional, it's easier to work and keep that one dimension safe of the people that belong in those puzzle pieces. What I have now is I have non-discriminant things in a United States system who think that they're in some like superpower with themselves to overtake the monarch. They are reshifting power from within a United States injustice system, claiming to be protecting supply chain. My only job as your National Guard to protect the monarch is to protect the supply chain. Great, then why am I not inside any of the supply chain meetings for your defense and for the defense of the monarchy and for defense of the planet and for defense of the species that lives on this planet, same as myself at this point, before you kill me off? Because right now, I have somebody in Amplexus, A-M, like America, that is changing legend and legislation to purposely twerk my ability to move like a Navy SEAL. Let's put it that way. If I'm supposed to be able to kickbox, jujitsu, if I'm supposed to be able to ballet if I want to ballet, gymnastics if I want to gymnastics, swim if I want to swim, I'm supposed to be able to have the agility and the body form of a super epigenetic to do with whatever I want and to be able to move like a super soldier. It's a little hard when the weak are gathering in numbers to protect supply chain to manage more weak for some economical system that keeps and that is now poisoning the strong in order to perpetuate the weak being able to care for the weak in some sick psychological side story of who the fuck cares? Like, why are you allowing them to lead? Just curious. Or have pen and paper or a voice in the system as it breaks down. It's a real big problem. Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken at this point. I need to get back to piggyback and perfected irrational rational system for which I was anatomically anagrammed in a perfect triangle with my one lexicon, and I have a perfect symmetrical linear with Nicklaus, or what I refer to and make a sound as Nicklaus. I don't know if he took the name Alexander or if he pronounces it Alejandro and then it be Nicholas afterwards. I am not sure what czar name for special purpose he uses, but in our commoner problem of this Amplexus, where all the American men are on my back, making me carry them while I'm being poisoned and my body is deteriorating and carrying such heavy weight, and Niklaus is nowhere to be found. Anywhere. I can't find him anywhere in the Amplexus that I have access to. So now, how do I get every American shitbag male off of my fucking back with all of their disgusting seeds and warts? And how do I get back to an Amplexus in Rubicon Lexicon that is piggyback safe for myself to restore my energy sequence in order to then restore whatever to whatever originally jumped onto my back and expected me to carry them for 43 fucking years. That is not a solution. That is an exact reason why humanity should be shut down in its entirety and just shredded and forgotten about and moved back on in energy systems elsewhere. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. It is Century 20. There is no Century 21. There is a Century 19 I left behind. And I'm in Decade 2 plus 1 year. I arrived Century 19, Decade 7 plus 8 year. For the entire journey, it has been the American toad Amplexus problem with the American male on my fucking female back, expecting me to show them stuff and provide for them, even though I'm being held captive in a sheetrock prison with no access to anything. That means that it's been open to interpretation and been running itself, not by natural law, but by unlawfulness, trying to create a subset system of laws inside a lawless system. And that's where we're at the moment. And that's what they call the United States of America.